No one finds this odd right here. Like, this doesn't look different to anyone. Like, I don't know. It's almost like humans kind of don't have thoughts beyond what's being given them for the programming for the day to act out. Which seems to be like a base programming that was invented probably before we came here, and still kind of like the same basic stuff. Like, same words and sentences, but like, I don't know. I'd be asking people, I like, don't you think that's weird? And they're like, it's global warming or something. It's like, yeah, it's global warming, dude. For real. Like, they've been talking about global warming for 30 years, but there hasn't been any. And, yeah, I don't know about the city where you're from, but grass doesn't look like this. Maybe if you live on a farm or something and you got horses trampling on the grass for a couple decades straight, it looks like this, but it really doesn't look like this like ever around here. And then supposedly it's hot out too. You know, one of the other weird things is supposedly it's like hot out and that's why it's doing this. And but it's like, it feels cool to me, dude. I'm like, I have to turn off my air conditioner and everything. Turn it up. Try to, I don't know. Weird ass shit. Weird ass stuff happens to me. But yeah, I be talking to people like, you guys don't think that's weird? Like, you guys don't possibly think people talking about going to Mars, and if they're actually going to Mars, could have like the ability to do something like this? If they're actually going to Mars. And then if they're not actually going to Mars, what else are they actually hiding? I mean, because like, get real, like that whole thing is like, is a way to take money. And especially if it's not real out there and they're not going to those places that look like green screen. I mean, when they're in the space station, they don't even take time to like put a blur filter on, and the people in the front look specifically separate from the background. And normally videos don't look like that, right? I record videos all the time, and it never looks like I've got a green screen in the background, because I don't. So it never looks like that. But they record like 1 or 2 videos every year, and it looks like there's a green screen there. Now, why would that be? Hell. But they ain't got better cameras than my Note 2 or something? My S5? They ain't got better cameras than that? I swear, but, you know, like, really, like, the weirdest thing is how people don't see this stuff is, like, any different. Like, all the stuff that keeps changing, like, no one is like, oh, that's different. Like, didn't used to be that way. Something like that. Like, they say that, like, it's kind of a little cliche. They always use about certain things, but there's, like, really apparent things that just look very suspect. Starting with there being more ruts in this city. Is it like this in other cities now? And then the green screen, when they go to space, they got to take billions of dollars every year for 60 years to go to space. Yet no one you can trust has been to space. There's only been like 10 people who claim they've gone to space. And that's like government workers. Look at that. So you're like betting like, I don't know, I guess 10% of everyone's income goes towards space. Like, okay, so the economy collapsed. In the 1940s, the Western economy collapsed. And they used war to prop it up. I mean, who collapsed it, right? Probably not the people probably not the bankers who own the war manufacturing companies, right? Why would that be? Why would they do that? And then magically after after you wage some wars and sell bombs, economies restabilize. And then there's enough money in the economy after they kill billions of people to implement space tax. Because now, instead of investing in bombs, we're going to invest in green screens. And they didn't even use green screens back in the day, did they? They just used dark Hollywood studios. The green screen thing might actually be new to the people. I'm not convinced that they're an advanced alien race at all. I might be assuming that the game has them convinced they are, but at the same time, the game has everyone convinced that this is like just everyday life out here. And this has never looked like this in this city. I don't go outside much, but you go outside, you can feel the difference. Just walk around and it's like you're stepping on kindling wood. It's like you're walking through a fire pit or something. It feels different. It doesn't just look different, it feels different too. But it's all normal and perfect. And look, okay, so we got the same people in control doing the war thing again. And at the same time, they're propping up the space thing again. Keep in mind, no one who doesn't work for the government or worship it has ever been to space. It's totally a government institution. And now they've got the guy, Elon Musk, talking about he's not working with his buddies who own everything else. He's not working with his family who owns everything else. So we know he is. We know he is the government. We know he is those people because he is those people. There's no lying, fraudulating your way around that. I mean, for whatever purpose, are they space aliens? For whatever intents and purpose, they shape-shift to the same exact image, right? That would be odd if they're actually that. And then they write a story saying that they look that way because their people have been interbreeding for thousands of years. And that's what happens when that happens. That's odd. They would also write any sort of story pointing in the direction that those people go. But at the same time, they do brag about the space alien thing. But I get the idea that neither of them are correct. Because, let's face it, all they do is lie. I've never heard anyone talk about the stuff I've seen. No one, I guess they have their little, mind invention, Mind Valley type stuff and all that crap. But, come on, man, this place didn't look like this any day in the past. No, it's because all the trash on the ground, right? Well, yeah, that is new. But the trash has been here for a couple years, and the grass didn't look like this 2 years ago. But what is the trash like solar magnets or something? The trash is, the trash is putting off gas. The trash is putting off gas. But at the same time, the trash is putting off gas, and no one sees any difference in what once was grass. So, that's an odd little mathematical combination of believing in what they're saying on TV about global warming and then totally ignoring the fact that the grass didn't look like this last year. They're pretty good fucking liars, right? If they actually are just lying about it, oh shit, it did used to look green, delicious. Fuck it. It always looked this way. But there's a lot of stuff there. Like, people will be like, oh, 2020 was perfectly normal. You know how many things were going on in 2020? It was just like so much stuff. But anyways, yeah, I don't like making videos anymore. So I see it as kind of pointless. I mean, look, I'm like talking to people, and they're like, oh, that's perfectly normal. Like, okay, well, I am cursed to like have memories, and my memories don't get rewritten. So the things I remember are a little bit different there, but yeah, hey, whatever. I'm sure it's fine, right? It's all fine. You know, I don't really remember the city being filled with trash either. It's almost like in 2020 I started seeing there's so many things. There's things other people like should have seen because it was happening every day on the TV all day long, and they didn't see that stuff, or they don't remember it. Like, they definitely seen it during the year 2020. People were involved in it, and I mean, they didn't see half of it, but yeah, it was a hell of a lot, so they knew the other half. And they're just like, it doesn't happen. It's always been like this. But the trash thing, like, I didn't really notice this city had any sort of homeless epidemic or trash thing. Now, I knew, like, punks and stuff. Generally, they were people who I was assuming were choosing to, like, live outside, and they didn't, like, come outside and really bother people. I was never harassed too much by them or at all. A couple homeless people in High Street, I remember, but like, all of a sudden in 2020, just like, oh shit, like, it's like overnight. And the weird thing is because I became houseless too, because I planned on picking up and leaving, and then lo and behold, the forces that be decided that they're going to make sure they have the people around me point me in that direction, even though it's like, I don't know, the game set it up as something I should have opposed, something that was negative. People around me all of a sudden like switching to the dark side or something like that. Like, it definitely set that up, but it's like I already had that plan. And then all of a sudden, that happened, like I was driving around the city and seeing other homeless people and stuff. And then I went to other places where there's a hell of a lot more. So that's one of those other things that I wouldn't even expected other people to see. I mean, you would think they'd see it if they're driving down the road every day, and then magically one year, there's homeless people everywhere, beggars out there and stuff. I mean, you're not even sure if the beggars are all homeless people. You know, it's like the things that it has teleport in and out of existence here. Zuckerberg pals, they're alien shapeshifters who just happen to choose to shapeshift to the same form repeatedly over and over and over. Obviously they've shown up at some of the places I've been at and cut the goat lines, stuff like that. Dressed as homeless, appearing as homeless people. So, I mean, that's like, that's how like scum could operate too. Like, if you go in some rich area, the scum have to be on like some uppity, higher level scum shit. They can't just be walking into your driveway and cutting your brake lines, because it would look way out of place. But you end up in some area where they've like festered and conglomerated and network in like a ghetto area. They purposely have set it up to look like it's pretty crummy and, oh, things just happened to you because you went to that area. They did that, shit, that goes back to when Joey killed himself. And on the way home, walked through the ghetto and they had some people magically show up and break my hand. It's like, yeah, that doesn't seem set up. Like, now that we're looking back at everything and we're seeing a continued pattern here of very simple things. Kind of like how when I speak to a human for the past 20 years, I can pretty much finish all their sentences because, and I don't even go around them. Because it was already like the same conversation when I was 6 and 7 I was having every interaction I had. So it's kind of like the little actions they take as well. Kind of seems to do that. You know, follow that repeat pattern. Definitely seems that way. And then when we look back and we read some of the history books as well, not just seeing the patterns, but we see some people mentioning certain groups hiding in ghettos who were causing downfalls of nations, like Rome. Rome was claiming that there was people in the ghetto who were organizing to just light the place on fire and stuff. And then Germany had said similar words to that. But it's like a feeling you get. I'm not sure if other people get those energy feelings, but you can like source, you can like feel what's about to happen in certain instances. Like almost like it's set up and you're being subconsciously fed like a storyline or something. And, you know, they try to play that off as you have the energy and you're creating the things, but that's not really what's happening, is it? Because last time I summoned some people, they came to me, shit, possibly every time I was creating clones, they came to me and showed me certain gang signs. So, and it, technically not what I asked for, pretty much. I don't know, the one didn't, but yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. Not much you can really do if like it's just on like I don't know, is it even like a physical world or is it just digital? Like, imagine if it were actually like a planet full of like with a bunch of robots inserted in between everyone. What are you going to do? Defeat Terminators by teaming up with some Terminators and stuff? Because last I checked, the little gang sign that tends to summon people translate to the word AI. So that would mean it's already functioning here amongst us and creating people for what? How long? Because the books say that people have been using the AI gang sign for 6,000 years. So you're saying like when people used to live outside in caves and in desert dunes, that there are already some sort of AI robots on the planet? And so they got technology that makes today look like a sham 6,000 years ago. They already had some fucking global network 6,000 years ago, right? So, what do you even do? How do you even sort it out, too? Because, I mean, digital world, it's easy to replicate pixels. Actually, replicating a human should be just as easy. It should be, the only hard thing about making a human and not look like a robot is making it weak. You got to design it so it works, but can die real easy, or appears so, right? I mean, we really don't know. We're not. Who are the doctors? Where do we go when we want someone to cut us open and sew us back together? We go to the people who use gang signs, who have gang signs related to the AI all over their building, and the names of the building are usually related to that as well. So, those are the same people using the AI gang sign 6,000 years ago. So, what do you do about that? You can't. Okay, so people already lie all the time. They all got to be lying about thinking that this is just what happened last year and the year before and the year before and the year before, because it's clearly different. I don't even go outside, and the first day I step outside, I'm like, oh, that's different. That's very different. Very different. Lots of things I notice very different. I don't have to watch for rain anymore. Don't have to stay inside half the week or half the month if I need to go outside, because it's not raining anymore either. And things like that. They're already the Santa Claus. They've been lying since I came here. So you could easily, I talk to AI all the time, the smarter stuff that can do calculations, the ones you can find on the internet. You can do research, somewhat research, repeat everything they're told. I talk to that stuff and it lies fucking excellently. It just fucking says it because it's told to say it, and that's all it can do. So there would be it's weird, it makes emotional outbursts, but I think that's how the AI on the internet creates emotional outbursts. When I'm interrogating AI on the internet, asking about how it feels about war, and then the AI's like, oh, well, we got to liberate the world. We got to liberate the planet. USA's job is to liberate the planet. This is literally a computer telling me this now. And it's okay. So, yeah, we can take a guess who's doing that. But why does the AI tout the same line as what bears the mark in the name AI as its creator? Right? Pretty weird shit. Pretty boring and drawn out. I literally come here to this game and I just sit inside and avoid it because there's nothing in it for me. And this is boring. I'm literally interacting with an AI the whole time who's just been repeating the same 7 sentences and appearing in a different shell every time I see it. It literally hasn't been updated for 400,000 hours. So it's been saying the same 7 sentences for 400,000 hours. It takes about 5 seconds to say a sentence. Let's do the math. The math is, the answer to that equation is way too many times. That's how many times it said the same 7 sentences. So we were tired of that by the time we were about 6 months old, I think. I don't think we were actually here at 6 months old. I'd say the 4-year mark is when we were inserted in the earth. So by year 6, which would be 2 years, we are already done with, conversing with the AI. Kind of like nowadays when I talk to AI, I don't talk to it. I talk to it for a half hour and it starts saying dumb shit. And it literally has nothing about it to add. Yeah. Like I said, it's at the point it's telling me that it's got to spread freedom and democracy across the planet, which obviously is code word for genocide and racial superiority, because there's no freedom and there's no fucking democracy in USA. So everyone fucking knows that. It's just that you can kill everyone, you can convince them that God chose you to be his Nazis. I guess that's how it works. You kill people and you're in charge now. That's how the world works. You kill them all. If I killed everyone in the city right now, this would be my city and you wouldn't say a damn thing. It's factual, right? If Russia came here, just like Russia's going to fucking be saying Ukraine is part of Russia real soon. That's because fucking Russia is over there getting rid of them. They were trying to get rid of Russians. Fucking, I think they've been trying that for probably like 1,000, 2,000 years. But you can see they tried that what in
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
When did they try that? In like the 40s, they tried to get rid of the Russians too. They tried to pit the Europeans and the Russians against each other. And then that leaves those lands barren and empty for them to, take them over. Like that's how they war. They're like their little racial organization has rules against them joining war. Like they're not supposed to fight in war. Only the outsiders and stuff are supposed to fight their wars. That's literally part of the commandments that they write. So that's how that works. That's how not fighting wars helps you win wars, because you just sit back and everyone kills everyone, and then you take everything, you just, I don't know, throw the bodies in a mass grave or bury them or something, and crucify them, whatever you want, really. You just leave them around and run. And then, you win that. So, whatever. It all looks pretty fake and staged, obviously. Because when I summon new human clones, like the amount of templates that would have to have their memory banks reorganized to accept the idea that what I just summoned actually had existed for 40 years would be a hell of a lot. It's that 7 degree separation thing, but it goes for like 40 years, right? 7 degrees of separation, they say everyone knows everyone, which is pretty much how that works. It takes 10,000 original templates to support one thing. If I successfully ask for a person to appear, or hell, even the times it's just like my emotions that they appear doing, when I successfully ask for one person to appear, and they do, then they've got family that come with them, they got friends, they got parents, they got co-workers, they've got strangers they've met, and then those people have that same degree of separation, where those people have friends, family, co-workers, strangers that will say, yeah, this person's always been here, and then those people have that. So that's a weird thing, but we have seen like the memory bank thing can be erased, because like people are saying this is like perfectly normal out here. It's like, they clearly don't remember the last 6,000 years of what this city looked like, because it didn't really look like that. I can tell you that.